Barbara Bush was born Barbara Pierce on June 8, 1925 in New York City. Her mother, Pauline Pierce, was the daughter of an Ohio Supreme Court justice and dedicated to conservation efforts as a chairwoman of the Garden Club of America. Bush received her primary education at Rye's Milton Public School and Rye County Day School before going off to Ashley Hall, a boarding school in Charleston, South Carolina, in 1940. In 1941, 16-year-old Barbara met her future husband, George H.W. Bush, a 17-year-old senior at Phillips Academy, at a dance. The couple married in January 1945, and soon after, in 1946, the couple welcomed their first child, future President George W. Bush, to their budding family. In October 1953, the couple's second child, nicknamed Robin, died of leukemia, leaving Barbara and her husband devastated. It was during this traumatic time that Barbara's reddish-brown hair turned prematurely white. Among her many other notable achievements, Barbara Bush is currently the second woman to be both wife and mother to a president of the United States. During her time as First Lady, Bush started the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy, which supports organizations across the U.S. that teach reading skills to parents and children. Even after leaving the White House in 1993, Bush stayed very active in her foundation and served as an ambassador at large for AmeriCares, a nonprofit disaster relief and global health organization. On April 17, 2018, it was confirmed that Barbara Bush had died that evening at the age of 92. She left behind an incredible legacy of motherhood, charity, and advocating for child literacy that persists to this day. During her lifetime, Bush received the award for greatest public service benefiting the disadvantaged, as well as the Miss America Woman of Achievement Award for her work with literacy programs.
She was the matriarch of an American dynasty, famous for her fierce loyalty.
I hated it when anyone criticized my brilliant husband, and I'm furious when they criticized my son.
And her razor-sharp wit.
That same fellow that I used to yell at to please pick up his room, to see him as president is truly amazing.
Born Barbara Pierce, the third of 4 children. At 16, she met George Herbert Walker Bush at a school dance. They were engaged a year and a half later before he left for the war. He knew back home she was waiting.
I would stand there and look out at the blackness of the sky, and I would think about friends I lost, a country I loved, and about a girl named Barbara.
The Bushes had 6 children, but tragedy struck when they lost their 3-year-old daughter Robin to leukemia.
Do you ever get over that?
No. And that's okay, too. But it's true that she is a happy part of our life now.
While George built a political career, Barbara packed up the kids, moving more than 24 times. For decades, she was the rock by his side.
I, George Herbert Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
The woman with the down-to-earth style thrust into the glamorous role of First Lady, an irony she would joke about when she got to the White House.
Now, speaking of glamour, I want you all to look at me very carefully.
As First Lady, Barbara Bush left her own mark, promoting literacy. The family could always count on Barbara to her mind.
My dream for our family has always been they'd grow up, they'd get a good education, they'd be happily married, or they'd find someone they could be happy with, and that they would not think they were entitled, that they would work, and that they would then turn around and give back to the country because they're so lucky. And my dream has been answered.